Hey guys, how you going? Hey guys, you worried about the effects of 5G radiation? Well, let me introduce you to the affiliate of this video. They're called EMF Harmonized, and they filter out the harmful RF waves that actually damage our DNA. Kids are also more susceptible to the RF waves than adults are, and what they do is EMFs clump together red blood cells and cause lots of problems. This technology prevents that. And as you can see, they have products for your phone, your tablet and your computer, as well as your body. You can actually buy these for your body. So if you'd like to help a fellow truther and help me out as well, please check out the affiliate link down below. They also actually have a video showing you the red blood cells, how they clump together with 5G radiation, and how this technology protects you from that. Okay guys, if you're interested, check out the affiliate link below. Thanks guys. Hey guys, thank you for joining me. Today we're going to go all over the place. Okay, we're going to start here with Epstein. This is from Ahmed Jar Web. Oh, who knows? I can't say that. This one here. The links will be down below anyway, guys. Jeffrey Epstein and Ghislane Maxwell forced young girls into an orgy, court records say. Jeffrey Epstein's accused Madam Ghislane Maxwell forced young girls into an orgy while she and Epstein watched, according to newly unsealed documents that detail how the British socialite allegedly recruited underage girls to provide sexual favours for the pedophile financier. A witness to the depraved activity testified that he watched Maxwell direct a room full of underage girls to kiss, dance and touch one another in a sexual way for her and Epstein to watch, the records state. The same unnamed man was in tears when he recounted Maxwell bringing a 15-year-old girl to his employer's home, who in utmost distress told him that Maxwell stole the young girl's passport and tried to make her have sex with Epstein and threatened her. I don't think this is anything new, really. The disturbing allegations emerged in thousands of court documents that were unsealed in a lawsuit against Maxwell by Epstein accuser Virginia Roberts Guthrie, who says the duo loaned her out for sex with powerful men, including Britain's Prince Andrew. Maxwell and Andrew have denied her claims. Epstein did not kill himself in jail in 2019 after being charged with crimes related to the sex trafficking of minors. The lawsuit was settled in 2017 and a court has since ordered the release of many documents under seal, despite Maxwell's protestations. Okay, I didn't realise that was a word. There you go. The British heiress was nabbed by the FBI in July 2020 while laying low at a swanky New Hampshire hidey hole, and is awaiting trial for having allegedly facilitated Epstein's sex trafficking ring. The unsealed documents paint a portrait of Maxwell at the centre of Epstein's web of abuse. A second witness testified that Maxwell had recruited her from a school campus to have sex with Epstein with lies about her being her personal assistant. Another testified that Maxwell would call him and ask him to bring over young girls that she would provide to Epstein. And two other witnesses who were subpoenaed by Maxwell for her own defence ended up giving testimony to support Guthrie, with one stating he witnessed Maxwell escorting young girls he brought over to Epstein's home to Epstein for sex acts, and that Maxwell called him on the phone asking him to bring over girls to Epstein's home. Lawyers for Guthrie insisted this testimony was a smoking gun pointed to Maxwell's central role in Epstein's underage sex ring. It's not just the flight logs showing defendant flying with Epstein and Miss Guthrie over 20 times when she was a minor. It's not just the message pads from law enforcement trash pools that show defendant arranging to have an underage girl come over to Epstein's house for training. It is not just the police report. It is not just the photographs of Maxwell and other men with Miss Guthrie when she was a minor, Guthrie's team wrote. Now there is actual live testimonial evidence that Maxwell was a procurer of young girls for sex with Jeffrey Epstein, with whom she shared a home and a life, thus validating Miss Guthrie's claims. Guthrie has long claimed that Maxwell was central to her introduction to Epstein and other powerful men in his orbit. Maxwell allegedly recruited her to give massages to the financier while Guthrie was working at Mar-a-Lago, and a photo of Guthrie with Prince Andrew, the royal grinning as he cradled the girl's waist, also showed Maxwell smiling in the background. Maxwell, whose father was a British publishing magnate, knew Andrew socially and introduced Epstein to her glittering circle of elite connections when they started dating in the early 1990s. Ghislane Maxwell brought me into the sex trafficking industry, Guthrie asserted during her deposition in the lawsuit. She's the one who abused me on a regular basis. She's the one that procured me, told me what to do, trained me as a sex slave, abused me physically, abused me mentally. She's the one who I believe in my heart of hearts deserves to come forward and have justice happen to her more than anybody. Being a woman, it's disgusting. Guthrie also testified that she had begged an FBI agent to return to her any photos or video recordings of her that the agency had collected in its investigation of Epstein in the late 2000s, emailing the agent to ask him to assist our case further in proving how much pedophilia occurred by Jeffrey Epstein and the many other monsters he obliged with underage girls. After Guthrie's bombshell allegations about Prince Andrew first appeared in the press, she says Maxwell launched a smear campaign against her in a motion for, I didn't realise there was a full stop there, in a motion for a protective order to keep police reports disseminated by Maxwell confidential. Guthrie claimed that Maxwell somehow came into possession of police reports depicting the crime of rape by other non-related attackers, committed against Miss Guthrie when she was 14 years old. Guthrie claims Maxwell attempted to twist and contort the facts in these police reports to tell the public that Miss Guthrie cried rape as a 14-year-old. Guthrie asserted that she never went to the police about that rape and that instead the police came to her based on their investigation and the accounts of third parties. Maxwell is trying to further wound Miss Guthrie simply because the sexual crimes committed against her as a child, the documents state. The filing includes a screenshot of an email sent to Maxwell in 2015 from a sender whose name is redacted. The email with the subject line "VR cried rape" contains the very brief message, "some helpful leakage." The file goes on to accuse both Maxwell and Epstein's lawyer, Alan Dershowitz, of planning another media blitz in an attempt to discredit and defame Miss Guthrie, says Maxwell was teaming up with Dershowitz in a frantic attempt to discredit Guthrie and humiliate her family. Guthrie has also accused Dershowitz of sexually abusing her. He has denied the claims. Indeed, in other court records, Maxwell went out of her way to slam Guthrie as a liar, a person who falsifies claims of sexual assault, and a sexually permissive woman with substantial mental and medical conditions. Maxwell denied that she had ever hired an underage girl for massages for Epstein, claiming in her own deposition that she, on occasion, met with adult professional women and men who were employed at high-end spas or resorts and asked whether they made home visits for the purposes of massage. She testified that she did not recall the names of those persons who ended up making professional adult home visit massages that occurred between the years 2000 and 2002. Ms. Maxwell has contacted a number... I did it again. Miss Maxwell has contacted a number of professional masseuses from spas in various locations, including New York, Palm Beach, and the US Virgin Islands, to provide professional adult massages to be given to Jeffrey Epstein. The socialite, who also claimed she had never, to her knowledge, recruited, hired, or obtained any female, who was not at the time a certified or licensed massage therapist, for the purpose of having that female perform a massage on Jeffrey Epstein, nor recruited or obtained girls to meet with or show themselves to Jeffrey Epstein because he was in some way associated with Victoria's Secret. Epstein's main client as a financial advisor was Leslie Wexner, a mogul of the parent company that owned Victoria's Secret, and Epstein's victims have claimed that he promised them high-profile modelling gigs as he groomed them for abuse. The modelling agency also cropped up in testimony from retired Palm Beach detective Joseph Recarey, who was one of the earliest officials to pursue the case against Epstein. In his deposition, Recarey noted that he'd interviewed some 30 to 33 girls recruited to give massages at Epstein's Florida mansion, the majority of whom were under 18. Each of the victims that went to the home were asked to bring their friends to the home, Recarey testified. Some complied and some didn't. He added that Epstein's assistants would call and arrange for the girls to come over to give the massages. When asked to confirm that Epstein was running a scheme by using his assistants to recruit under the pretense of giving a massage, Recarey, I don't know how to say it, replied, correct, either a massage and or become a model for Victoria's Secret and or connections. Did you ever trace all the way up to the highest level to determine who it was that started this particular chain of Palm Beach girls coming over to Jeffrey Epstein's home? Guthrie's lawyer asked the detective. I did not, he replied. Jeffrey Epstein and Ghislane Maxwell forced young girls into an orgy, court records say. Wire Services, the Daily Beast. So there you go. There's more interesting information, but I think most of us already knew that. Then before we go on to other news on different platforms, there's apparently a couple of pipe bombs placed at DNC and GOP headquarters in DC. They were placed there on January the 5th, not the 6th. And over here we have, apparently Biden's team is considering banning conservative media from press briefings because they ask hard questions. That this lady turns around and says, I will circle back to that, and possibly never does. I don't know. I can't listen to her long enough. My Pillow announces delays in shipments following overwhelming support for the company. Isn't that good? If you're wondering what happened, My Pillow, because it is a conservative business, was pretty much censored, and other companies were selling their products cheaper and doing all sorts of things, I think. That's from what I can gather. I haven't actually looked into My Pillow, but I was sort of watching as it was going by on Twitter and all that as well. On John Kerry, who really believes in climate change, emitted 166 metric tonnes of carbon over the last year in his private jet. So the same as 36 cars would in 1 year. Kamala Harris's stepdaughter, Ella M. Hoff, gets a modelling gig with IMG models after inauguration. Wow. Okay. So stepdaughter. Okay. There you go. And Biden's actions to stop building the southern wall border may cost jobs and money while making the entire country less safe. And I agree with this. And as for the unfettered immigration, if you just open your borders and let everyone in, you're going to lose your jobs because other people are going to take those jobs. You're going to have higher prices in your housing and all over the board pretty much because there's more people in the country, so they just justify raising the prices of everything. The housing market, the housing goes up, the price of houses and the rent. I can testify to this. And then you've got more homeless people on the streets. So, look, I agree with immigration, but I agree in doing it the right way. To apply to the country, to wait your turn, or if you have, like if you're running from war or something, I believe they're going to give you priority anyway, as long as you can prove who you are. It's when people can't prove who they are that things start getting a little bit messy, because you don't know who you're taking in. Now, these could be people who've murdered in their own country or raped someone or anything, and then they come to your country and they're free and not held accountable, and they come without any identification. So look, I do agree with immigration, but I do agree in doing it the right way. And there's just I do think there's a difference. If people are fleeing because of war, then they should be looked at, and they should be probably have preferential treatment in looking at their cases because of the war or whatever's going on that they are fleeing from. But I do believe that that's the way it's supposed to go. Whether they're working that way or not, I don't know, but that's ideally how it should be going. Also, when they come over, some of them get jobs, and therefore there's not as many jobs for your countrymen. And I'm sure if you're in the UK, you can also testify to this. And also, when you have unfettered immigration and people speak all different languages and they move into your community, what used to be in Australia, we used to have community where neighbours knew people, they knew each other. All the neighbours knew each other. And now with differences in language and, people coming in and going in, moving out and all that sort of stuff, then you don't really get to know your community. It's really hard with a language barrier. I had another point as well, so hang on a sec. Also here in Australia, they are actually not building the foundations to cope with these people. So what we're getting doctors and hospitals filling up with people because they're not building any more hospitals. They're letting people in all over the place, but they're not building new infrastructure to deal with that, the people coming in. Which also feeds into the overpopulation myth. Because if you keep packing people into cities and you're not creating the infrastructure for that, then it will look like the world is overpopulated. So there you go. I do believe in immigration. I'm an immigrant myself. So I'm telling you, immigration is fine if you do it the right way. But when you do it the wrong way, you can't just let everybody in. And one more thing I believe is no immigration should be allowed if you have homeless living on the streets. I don't think then you should be immigrating people or letting people just freely come into your country. If you have homeless on your street, you need to sort that out first. But that's with the politicians as well. And politicians also sending manufacturing overseas lost a lot of our jobs. And then they let a whole lot of people in. So guess where they're all going? They're all sitting on Social Security, Centrelink, whatever you want to call it. Over here in Australia, it's called Centrelink. In benefits. So the taxpayers are paying for those people to be here. So yeah, there's a whole lot with immigration that needs consideration before you just open the borders and let people in left, right and centre. Okay, let's go over here now and have a look. From the New York Times about what happened with GameStop. Amateur investors, perhaps propelled by a mix of greed and boredom, are looking to teach Wall Street a lesson. They've come together on a popular Reddit page, Wall Street Bets, to push the stock up of companies like GameStop up 1,700% to outrageous highs. I think they're a bit peeved, don't you? And This is a very bad llama. This looks like a Twitter post. As opposed to professional investors who are famously propelled by a mix of generosity and love for all mankind. Now what this is doing is exposing trading, stocks and Wall Street right now. That's what I believe is happening. And if you wanted to invest in it, I think it's too late, because they've stopped trading with GameStop, Nokia and BlackBerry. But if any of you can get in there, well, you know, I don't know, because I'm no financial wizard. Please, but don't listen to me. Just do your own research and do what you think's best. Because I'm not a financial expert at all. I'm not an expert in anything. I'm just a grandmother in my home trying to get the news out. Okay, so what else have we got? I'm just going through things here. John Galt, trip down memory lane. Oh yeah, Camilla Harris about Jesse Smollett, who did a hoax of white people attacking him. And she called it a modern day lynching. And then, funnily enough, just after that was when the Democrats tried to pass a no lynching law. You know why? About to get caught, and the world's going to want to hang. I'm telling you, they're going to want more than to hang them. If you think about, like, we've been under manipulation. The whole world has been manipulated at least for 100 years. Our thoughts, our everything, including businesses, and, you know, they just play around with everything. Wait until the normal people wake up and find out that we have all been manipulated, and it's going to be in ways that even we can't imagine, I'm sure. So, oh my goodness, what's with the pink hair? Good evening, people of Gotham. You have 24 hours to turn in the Batman. Oh, okay, I get it. Dear me. Oh, okay, there's censoring going on from Senate hearings, because apparently a lot of them have been going through court. Adam Schiff equals AS. Anal swab equals AS. Coincidence? Oh, okay. Tucker Carlson warns Democrats suppression of dissent, divisive rhetoric will lead to scary repercussions. Well, the Democrats are the ones who are being very divisive. What happened there? Okay, I don't think I want to know. Hedge fund managers are suffering because the normal people actually made money instead of these people who had planned on taking the cash and running. They've done this to, look, any business that they don't want running, any small business or even larger businesses, they can manipulate the stock market and make that business crash. This is what the people on Reddit and the people buying these stocks were trying to stop. And that's what I mean. It's going to expose Wall Street and everything right now. Friday night update. This is not financial advice. I'm not a certified financial advisor. Please do your own due diligence and your own risk assessment. Just my observations. To those that say, well, today and Wednesday is just a 2% down day and only 3+% off the highs, big deal. I counter that with my post from last night. The short squeezes and pressure valve on some of these stocks are pretty astronomical at the moment. If a suit has to cover their short losses, they do it by selling their long positions. They have to have enough capital or margin calls occur where they are forced to sell and then liquidate or go bust. This then exacerbates because of these suits are truly dumb money and are like cattle sheep, and they pile into the same hedges, which is why they typically don't publish their short position hedges and put options. When multiple suits have to cover it, forces a continuous downward pressure. Then others see that selling pressure and either panic sell, or they have to have enough capital or margin calls occur where they are forced to sell and then liquidate or go bust. This then exacerbates because of these suits are truly dumb money and are like cattle sheep, and they pile into the same hedges, which is why they typically don't publish their short position hedges and put options. When multiple suits have to cover it, forces a continuous downward pressure. Then others see or of people just capturing the profits they've made the last several months, this will keep driving the market further and further down. Now, the big thing here is that these brokerages, Schwab, TD, RH, etc., have to have the liquidity with their clearinghouses to cover those trades. With the amount of outstanding margin and a lot of randos FOMOing the last several months as the melt-up continued, there hasn't really been a counterbalance of enough reserves to cover. If a clearinghouse doesn't have the funds to cover, that clearinghouse can go bust and it could cause a chain reaction. We may be in the early stages of seeing a broker actually go bust. If that happens and there is concerns about clearinghouse liquidity, we could see a chain reaction in the system. This could theoretically cause a massive sell-off, see point above, where circuit breakers are being hit left and right, and the only safe havens, crypto, gold, silver and cash, will make March 2020 look silly and could technically halt trading for potentially days if we see a 20% hit. It also means that we may have to have another Lehman weekend situation on our hands, only this time it'll be a Robin Hood weekend, and an urgent acquisition from a strategic buyer may be required to prevent the worst case outcome. We only hope that billions in funds held in custody for its clients is segregated should the company collapse. Pinging John Corzine here. Okay, and that's in response to fake President Spoons make you fat. At Spoons make you fat. Update 5. Quick update. And I still have a slight break before lunch. Market's down massive and GME has been still up a good chunk. Lots of shorts having to cover from the short squeezes across the markets. Just overall giant sell, sell, sell. Wouldn't be surprised if we end up later down further, but we'll see. Don't want to say I told you so, but man, it feels good to be right about them having to sell their longs. Pucker up them cheeks if you're in the broader market or have positions in SPY or APL. Okay, let's see if we can get past. There's only one thing with Gab. I haven't worked out how to just get certain people see their pages. Oh, hang on. If I go, oh, here we go. It's the same as Facebook. I'm an idiot. Oh my goodness. Okay, what happened there? Okay, it is like Facebook. It jumps when you do. Okay, it's still there. Prophetic? From Yakov at Yakov Radomowski. Me, it sure is tragic that young white men are losing their station in society. Them, boo-hoo, poor men, lol. No, you don't understand. There is an entire generation of fighting-age men who are enraged and feel they have nothing to live for. You are in danger. Interesting. I'm trying to find... there's that lady again. Oh, the poor hedge fund managers are suffering. Here we go, Julian's rum. The atmosphere is so wonderfully mimetic that I only remember Biden's a thing when another EO is signed. It's bizarre. His very existence has become more abstract than reality. He's the tree falling in a forest that nobody hears. Okay, now I'm going to go over here because it's quite interesting. Okay, from Mark Dice at Jack, so Twitter. Why are you publicly liking tweets supporting the Redditors while at the same time the other company you run, Square and Cash App, block purchases of GameStop stock to screw them? And that's in response to Elon Musk, and Jack liked it. Elon Musk, here comes the shorty apologist, give them no respect, get shorty. And it looks like also, sorry guys, I just got interrupted by a phone call, so I'm a bit off kilter here. From Mark Dice again, Google just deleted over 100,000 one-star reviews from the Robinhood app. Like they do with the YouTube, I suppose, the dislikes on the White House right now. Okay, at least 15 women come forward and accuse a rapper and his wife of sex trafficking and more. What the heck? Okay, I'm not going to read some of these. Hang on a sec, guys. And the reason I'm not reading this one is because I don't quite understand it. So, that's why I won't read that one. Oh, top Facebook executive reveals details of new brain-reading device in leaked audio. This device can read neural signs coming from my brain down my spinal cord along my arm to my wrist. Well, that's just great. How do they do that? Okay, Clown World. BLM movement nominated for Nobel Peace Prize. Oh, you're kidding. Oh, my God. Oh. Okay, guys. Honestly, the more I look at this, the more we're watching a movie. This is just insane. Now, Biden's attacking farms. Oh, goodness me. On this guy here, Klaus Schwab, he's a globalist, and he thinks no one's going to be safe until you get one of the, you know, the shots. What else have we got? Hang on one sec, guys. And some more news here from a former White House stenographer that JB has lost 50% of his cognitive capabilities. Oh, yeah, about 50% maybe, yeah. I would have thought it was more, but there you go, 50%. We'll go with that. And this one, and this is all from Dano's House of Snark. You see what's happening now. Our president couldn't be president as the storm hits because he's not the problem. He's out of the picture. But who's responsible for chaos and suffering? Take your pick. Politicians, celebrities, bankers, tech companies, and they all have one thing in common. They hate us. They wish we would just shut up and go away and know your place. But Mr. T, he's with the people. He's with us. And since the world is watching, soon they'll see. And no, I will not sit down, and no, I will not shut up. I hate injustice, and so I'm going to be here, and fighting for you, and fighting for me, and fighting for all of us. Because enough's enough. Seriously, enough's enough. Yeah, I just don't like injustice, I think. I just really, it bothers me. Okay, so air sirens heard in Tehran, Iran, reason unclear, and also just in the website of the Atomic Energy Organization of Iran is offline as well. And people were saying that Washington DC has been dark at night, and the last I checked, the Vatican was too, so that was interesting. And yes, you guys, you were right in the comments when you said that the Vatican and the City of London, like where their parliament and that is, or whatever it is, and Washington DC are all like, you know, enemy within the gate type thing, you know. Okay, so GameStop ends week up 400%. Okay, that's a video, is it? What they mean when they say elite. Yeah, it's a video. Yeah, okay. What else have we got? Let's have a look at, who else have we got? Let's have a look at the Great Awakening. SpaceX launches continuing to be launched weekly are all under the new branch of military. This branch is also a part of the intel community. Something's happened. Deception is a key part of the art of war. And going on that, none of us really know what's going on right now. So don't feel bad if you don't know, because I don't think anyone knows, because if we knew, the enemy would know. And you can't do that. You can't leak, you can't leak information out of what you're doing, you know, if you're in the middle of a war. You're not going to tell the enemy what you're doing. So that's why I think, you know, people claiming they know and have insider information and that, I'm just very wary, because none of us know. Okay, there's some Bible verses. Just FYI, America. JB is a pedo. Did everyone miss Nancy Pelosi Thursday's press conference? Nothing sounds better than her constantly okay, they can't get him out of their head. No, they can't do it. Hey, who does have a clue about stocks or buy and sell options? And the answer is Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez. Really? Who by the way is really? Oh no. Really? Like, I mean, I shouldn't be surprised. But geez, Louise. Oh, I didn't mean to download that. Oh, there it is. Sorry guys, still trying to find my way around here. And Bill Gates is one too. JB is one. And there you go. Okay guys, I'm going to leave it there. It's probably gone on long enough anyway. And I will be back again. I'll see how I go tomorrow. Tomorrow's Sunday here. Oh, I don't even know what day it is anymore. Yes, tomorrow here is Sunday. So hopefully I might see you sometime tomorrow. Same bat time, same bat channel, all that sort of stuff. I hope you have a good morning or good afternoon or good evening wherever you are. And I'll talk to you soon. Okay guys, bye.